On one occasion, Sariputta asked Maha Kassapa, "It has been said, friend Kassapa, that without enthusiasm to practice and without the fear of wrongdoing, one is incapable of gaining enlightenment, incapable of attaining nibbana, incapable of attaining the highest security. However, if one had enthusiasm to practice and the fear of wrongdoing, one is capable of such attainments. Now, to what extent is he capable or incapable of such attainments?" Friend Sariputta, when a monk thinks these 4 things and does not strive to generate enthusiasm for practice and fear of wrongdoing, he will be incapable of such attainments. When a monk thinks, "If bad and unwholesome states that have so far not arisen in me were to arise, this would bring me harm." When a monk thinks, "If bad and unwholesome states that have arisen now in me are not abandoned, this would bring me harm." When a monk thinks, "If unarisen wholesome states were not to arise, this would bring me harm." When a monk thinks, "If arisen wholesome states were to vanish, this would bring me harm." If a monk thinks any of these things, and if he were to not arouse enthusiasm to practice and a fear of wrongdoing, he would be incapable of such attainments. However, if a monk thinks these things and arouses enthusiasm to practice and a fear of wrongdoing, he is capable of attaining enlightenment, capable of attaining nibbana, capable of the highest attainment. On another occasion, Sariputta asked Maha Kassapa, "Friend Kassapa, does the Blessed One, the Tathagata, the Buddha exist after death? Or does he not exist? Or does he both exist and not exist? Or does he neither exist nor not exist?" "This has not been declared by the Exalted One." "Why not?" "It is of no benefit and does not belong to the fundamentals of the holy life, because it does not lead to turning away from the worldly life, nor to dispassion, cessation, inner peace, direct knowledge, enlightenment, and nibbana." "But what, dear friend, did the Exalted One declare?" "This is suffering. This is the origin of suffering. This is the cessation of suffering. This is the way to the cessation of suffering. This is what the Blessed One has declared. Why? Because it conduces to benefit and belongs to the fundamentals of the holy life, and because it leads to turning away from the worldly life, to dispassion, cessation, inner peace, direct knowledge, enlightenment, and nibbana." On one occasion, Ananda asked Maha Kassapa to go with him to teach the Bhikkhunis. Maha Kassapa refused, and Ananda asked him 2 more times. Maha Kassapa finally consented to go and gave a discourse to the Bhikkhunis. However, things didn't turn out as Ananda had expected. One of the Bhikkhunis, by the name of Thuladisa, raised her voice to make a rather offensive remark. "How can the revered Kassapa presume to speak the Dhamma in the presence of the revered Ananda, the learned sage? This is as if a needle peddler wanted to sell a needle to the needle maker." This Bhikkhuni preferred the gentle preaching style of Ananda over Kassapa's stern and sometimes critical approach. She was sensitive to being criticized since it touched on her own weaknesses. This caused her to lash out and act foolishly. When Maha Kassapa, who was an arahant, heard the remarks, he asked Ananda, who was a Sotapanna, "How is it, friend Ananda? Am I the needle peddler, and you are the needle maker? Or am I the needle maker, and you are the needle peddler. Be indulgent, Venerable Sir. She is a foolish woman. Beware, friend Ananda, or else the Sangha further examines you for wrongdoing. How is it, friend Ananda? Was it you to whom the Exalted One referred to in the presence of the Sangha by saying, "Monks, I can attain the 4 jhanas, the cessation of perception and feeling, and the 6 supernormal knowledges at will, and Ananda too can as well?" That is not so, Venerable Sir. Or did he say Kassapa can as well? Maha Kassapa did not think Ananda fully understood the gravity of the situation, and felt Ananda's conciliatory reply was inadequate, and did not do full justice to the situation. Ananda had always been a favorite with women, since he had given his strong support to the founding of the Bhikkhuni Sangha. Eventually, the Bhikkhuni Thulatisa left the order. On another occasion, Ananda took a large company of 30 monks with him on a walking tour in the southern hills. Most of the monks were young, and soon disrobed and returned to the home life. After the tour, Ananda went to see the Venerable Maha Kassapa. After saluting him, he sat down. What is the reason the Blessed One had said only 3 monks should take their alms meal among families? Ananda, who had perfect recollection, said, "There are 3 reasons, Venerable Sir. It is for restraining ill-behaved persons, for the well-being of good monks, and out of consideration for the lay families." Then, friend Ananda, why do you go on tour with these young, newly ordained monks, whose senses are unrestrained, who are not moderate in eating, and not given to watchfulness? It seems like you behave like one who is trampling the corn. It seems you destroy the faith of families. Your following is breaking up. Your new starters are falling away. This youngster truly does not know his own measure. Gray hairs are now on my head, Venerable Sir, and yet we still cannot escape being called youngster by the Venerable Maha Kassapa. But the Venerable Maha Kassapa repeated again the very same words he had spoken. Later, after she heard about what Maha Kassapa had said to Ananda, a bhikkhuni named Tutlananda said, "Kassapa has no right to criticize a wise monk like Ananda. Kassapa himself had formerly been an ascetic of another school." Tutlananda had diverted the matter of monastic discipline and practice into personal detraction. In addition, she was wrong in her accusation. Eventually, Tutlananda soon left the order, just as the other wayward bhikkhuni, Thulatisa, had done. Later, when Maha Kassapa heard Tutlananda's utterance, he said to Ananda, "Rash and thoughtless are the words spoken by Tutlananda. Since I have left the home life, I have had no other teacher than the Exalted One, the Holy One, the perfectly enlightened One." In another instance, Maha Kassapa was residing at the Pipali cave. There, he entered a deep meditation that lasted 7 days. At the end of that period, he decided to go on alms rounds. He contemplated about who would receive the most benefit from giving him alms, and decided to visit a faithful woman who was a poor rice farmer. The poor woman only had parched rice, but was eager to offer it to the elder. When the elder accepted her alms, she was ecstatic. After he left, she gathered the rest of her harvest and began walking home. Along the way, she was bitten by a snake and as she was dying, she reflected on her offering. She was immediately reborn as a Dewa in the Tawatimsa heaven, in the midst of great splendor. This Dewa reflected upon how she now had all this grandeur and felt gratitude to the great Bhikkhu. She descended to earth before dawn and swept the area around the elder's dwelling, removed trash, and filled the water vessels. After which, she returned to heaven. She did this for 3 days. Maha Kassapa heard the sounds and noticed the cleanliness, but he assumed that the junior monks or novices were doing their duty towards him. However, on the 3rd morning, Maha Kassapa came out and saw a female Dewa with a radiant light sweeping in front of his dwelling. He questioned her and found out who she was and why she was supporting him. Dewa, you should not do this. In the future, Bhikkhus will use this as a discussion topic and say, Maha Kassapa has a female Dewa serving him. This would not be conducive to maintaining the faith of the faithful. My lord, I wish to serve you and show gratitude. Everything I have now is due to my offering to you. In order to prolong my stay in heaven, I must continue to make merit with you. What you have already done, we shall consider done. But going forward, you are not to do this again. Rebuked by Maha Kassapa, the Dewa rose into the air, filled with great sadness. There, she floated with folded hands, crying incessantly. The Buddha heard the Dewa's wails with his divine ear, and he appeared to her. Do not feel sadness over the admonitions of my son, Maha Kassapa. It is his job and duty to practice restraint and to think about the future of the Sangha and the religion. As for merit making, it is the job for those who still desire merit. If one makes merit, they should do it often. They should be happy in their merit. Making merit definitely leads to sukha, which means joy or bliss, both in this life and in future rebirths. The Buddha then gave her a suitable Dhamma sermon, and at the end, the Dewa became a Sotapanna. In another instance, Maha Kassapa, while living at the Pipali cave, had entered a period of 7 days uninterrupted deep meditation. At the end of that period, he went to Rajagaha on alms rounds. He knew that anyone who offered alms to a bhikkhu who had just exited deep concentration would receive tremendous merit, often yielding immediate results. 500 female Dewas gathered celestial alms and approached the elder, asking for his favor in accepting their alms. It is not appropriate to accept your alms at this moment. I wish to bestow this opportunity to the poor, so that they could benefit from their meritorious deeds. No matter how they begged and pleaded, Maha Kassapa would not yield to their entreaties. The Dewas returned to heaven, and when Saka, the king of the gods, found out, he too wished to take advantage of this great merit-making opportunity. To avoid being refused, Saka transformed himself into a poor old weaver. When Maha Kassapa approached, the poor weaver offered rice to him. At the moment the rice was accepted, it turned into exceedingly fragrant rice. Maha Kassapa immediately recognized the deception and realized who this old weaver truly was. "You've done a grievous wrong, Gosia. You've deprived poor people the chance to acquire merit. Do not ever do such a thing again." "But revered Kassapa, we too are in need of merit." "Dear respected Kassapa, please tell me, have I acquired merit or not by giving alms to you through deception?" "You have gained merit, friend." Saka, overjoyed, exclaimed exuberantly, "Almsgiving! The highest almsgiving has been bestowed on Kassapa." And with that, he ascended back to heaven. What did you learn from this story? Let us know in the comments. We hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did, and click subscribe if you want to see our uploads. And consider making a donation to support our Buddhist animation project.